In the 2018 NBA Draft, the Phoenix Suns had the 16th overall pick. They used it on Zhaire Smith, but then immediately traded him to the Philadelphia Sixers for a 2021 first-round pick and Mikal Bridges. 3 years later, Mikal Bridges is one of the best defenders in the NBA, averages double-digit points, and last season went to the NBA Finals. Meanwhile, Zhaire Smith has played in only 13 NBA games and this season isn't even in the league. Hey guys, hope you're doing well. This is Purple Prince, and today let's find out what happened to Zhaire Smith. Before being drafted in 2018, Zhaire Smith spent 1 year at Texas Tech. There, he was a fringe starter, averaging 11.3 points and 5 rebounds per game. He had the athleticism, defensive skills, and some shooting touch, but his offense was very raw for the NBA level, and even though he hit 45% of his three-pointers in college, he did so on just 1.1 attempts per game. For a guard, that's quite a weakness if you're not really a threat from long distance. His pre-draft report read that Zhaire Smith has a high basketball IQ, exceptional athleticism and bounce, powerful build, good court vision, and great defensive instincts and effort. As far as weaknesses, the before mentioned reluctance to shoot three-pointers and below average ability to create his own shot. Nevertheless, he had some impressive college games down the stretch, which improved his draft stock quite a bit, so he declared for the 2018 NBA Draft and was drafted 16th overall. Initially drafted by Phoenix, then traded to Philadelphia, he signed his first contract on July 2, 2018 with the Sixers. The beginning of his career was a disappointing one. A bit over a month after signing the contract, he fractured his foot during summer camp. He needed surgery. Just another month later, Smith went through a thoracoscopy due to an allergic reaction that actually even hospitalized him, and it was bad. Really bad. Life-threatening. So Sixers GM was very doubtful about Smith's chances to return to the 76ers during the season, but Smith made good progress in his recovery and made his debut in the G League on March 1, 2019. In a total of 11 G League games, he averaged 7.2 points and 3 rebounds. Zhaire made his NBA debut almost a month later. In his very first NBA game, he played 5.5 minutes and made his only 3-point shot attempt. He was in and out of the rotation for the next several games, but in the final 2 season games, he showed some great promise, scoring 11 and 17 points accordingly. He played very little in the 2019 playoffs. So Zhaire Smith finished his rookie season with only 6 games played and averages of 6.7 points, 2.2 rebounds, and 1.7 assists. For the 2019-20 season, then Philadelphia head coach Brett Brown decided to have Smith play the majority of the year in the G League. While he showed some promise, it just wasn't enough. Smith was only the 7th highest scorer on the team, even though he did play the 4th most minutes. In a total of 28 G League games for the Delaware Blue Coats, Zhaire averaged 13.5 points and 3.1 rebounds. He had a chance to play 7 games for the Sixers during the season as well, never though receiving any significant playing time. He averaged 1.1 points in 4.6 minutes. Zhaire Smith wasn't making any significant leap in development, and he also had to miss the NBA bubble because of a knee injury. That certainly didn't help. In 2 years, he hadn't been making any significant progress, and he was injury prone. That's a bad combination. So since Philly changed people in the front office and the coaching staff, Zhaire Smith wasn't in Philly's future plans. Smith was traded to the Detroit Pistons for Tony Bradley, who at that point was a third-year center, averaging 4.9 points and 4.6 rebounds. That just shows how much of a value Zhaire Smith had left in the league. Just a week later, Smith was waived by the Pistons. 2 weeks later, Smith signed with the Memphis Grizzlies but never played a game and was waived the next day. And that's it as far as his NBA journey goes. He hasn't been in the NBA since. It seems like a great part of being sort of a bust so far has been his health, but it's not just that. I mean, at just 22 years old, he would get another chance in the league if it was just health that is derailing this great talent. The problem is everyone, well, especially the 76ers front office, overrated him. Even in college, most of his offense was finishing in the transition. His shot, even though looked good, was never consistent. He was apprehensive about shooting three-pointers, and he really didn't have much of an offensive skill set. And it looks even worse when you compare him to Mikal Bridges, who right now is one of the more important players on one of the best teams in the league. If there's one thing on his side, it's time. But it's not looking good. He signed with the Memphis Hustle from G League in January but never played for them. I couldn't find any information on him of where or what he is doing now. He hasn't been really active on social media. And the last thing I saw of him was that he's now doing cameos, so it seems like this basketball thing is not one of his priorities right now. But what do you think? Will Zhaire Smith ever play in the NBA again? Will he ever play basketball? What happened to this once promising player? Or maybe he wasn't that promising and talented to begin with. Please leave a comment down below. Don't forget to leave a like for the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. This is Purple Prince, and I'm out.